All right, so we're going to get into the first lesson of this coding program. So, just to give a refresh, my name is Julia, and I'm the Girl Scout that's sort of going to be taking you through this. So, the first lesson is what is coding and an intro to sequencing. So, if you're not sure what coding is and you're not sure what sequencing is, you are in total luck because that is exactly what we're going to go over today. So, first off, what is computer science? So, give yourself a minute to think about that. And the answer is computer science is what it sounds like. It's the study of computers. So, what does that mean? That means your computer, your cell phone, the internet, and so much more. Pretty much everything we use today has some sort of computer behind it. So, what's coding? Coding is a skill that you use to program apps, websites, and more. It's sort of what you do to make the computer behave the way you want it to. So, what are some examples? Well, pretty much anything you could think of. We've got YouTube, Fortnite, Roblox, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and so much more. Facebook, Netflix, pretty much any website or app that you use was made through code. So, what are we going to do today? Today, we're going to work on an app that makes images appear when prompted. So, step one is to head to code.org. So, once you get to this page, you can either create an account or you could work as a guest. I would recommend creating an account so that you sort of have a log of your work and a place you could save it to. Sign in if you choose to, and then head to the bottom part of the website where it says App Lab. So, if you are not at all familiar with what App Lab is, I'm going to encourage you to pause right now and go back and watch the videos on an overview of App Lab, a tour of the design section, and a tour of the toolbox section, because it's going to be very important that you have those skills for this video. So I'm going to go ahead and pause for 5 seconds to make sure that you're good with that. And then as soon as you're all set up, go ahead and get started. So I'm just going to give you a second. All right, so hoping by now you've got that all set up. If you don't, just pause the video for another 5 seconds and let's sort of get into what we're going to do today. So the first thing I want to do is change the design of the home screen. So we're going to go in right now and we're going to change the design. So again, if you watch the videos on the design, you're very familiar with this section. You find it right here and it's probably the most important in terms of that. So we're going to go ahead and choose a theme. So today I'm kind of feeling like the polar theme. So what I first want to do is, now that I've changed the design of the screen, set the title to home screen. It's again very important that you know where to find it. And the general theme for naming items is, if you're doing 2 words, the first word, the first letter is lowercase. When you get into the second word, the second letter is capital, and that's called camel case because it's kind of like a hump. So now that you've done that, go back for a second and make sure you've chosen a theme, and we're going to get ahead to this. So now that we've changed the theme, we're going to add one button and name it Tuesday, and one icon and name it Scout. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a button right here. So we want to name this Tuesday. So the ID is what will change the name to Tuesday, not the text of the button. We can have the button say whatever you want, so I'm going to have it be a smiley face. So we're also going to add an icon. So icon is something I'll usually say to refer to images because code.org has these great free image libraries. So I'm just going to go ahead and make that bigger, sort of center it more, and then choose an image. So because I chose a smiley face for the button, I'm thinking of choosing a smiley face or actually I'm going to use the frown face for this reason. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a color that'll contrast the theme, and we're set with choosing that. So now that we've changed the design of the home screen, it's time to make the button work. So click on the icon and make it appear hidden. So use an event handler, lines of code that take an object, which is the button, and process the input your click to reveal the purpose. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to code, and we are going to actually make it so that when we click on this, the frown is hidden. So we're going to go ahead and rename that image to frown. And then we're going to make a smile. So we're going to name that to smile appear once we click. So when we click, the smile will be hidden. When we click, the frown will be hidden, but the smile will be visible. So we're going to go ahead and make that big as well. And maybe we'll make this one a different color. Let's make it pink. So we're going to go ahead and code. So if you again watch the tutorial video, you'll know that these are pretty much what you need to change how you see things. So we want to start off by hiding the smile. So now we're going to go back in and test it because it's important to go back and test. And we'll see that when we run it, we can't see the smile. So we know that our code works. So then we're going to use the event handler, which is this item right here, to process the input, which is when we're going to click on the button Tuesday. So we know it's already set to be click, but there's plenty of other options, but we want it to be click. And we know that it's Tuesday. So when we click Tuesday, we want the smile to appear and we want the frown to disappear. So the key with that is to hide the frown, or you could choose the drop down, and then show the smile. So we're going to do that right now and we'll see if it works. So we've got the frown appearing, we've got the smile button. So now it's time to see what happens when we click. And look at that, it worked. So that was a basic example of a sequence. So when I say sequence, I mean a sequence of events. The program hid the element, and then when we clicked on it, it hid the frown and showed the smile. So that's how we knew that it did what we wanted it to. So add the following design. So we already did that, my bad. I'm going to just head down for a second. So once we've done this to work, I encourage you to go back in and make it so that multiple elements appear or nothing appears. Coding is iterative. It's normal to not get it the first time, which is why I kind of went through the whole project with you for this one rather than sort of have you go pause and try it on your own. So it's okay if you didn't get it the first time you hit run. The important thing is that you tried and that you now learned a small part of a really important skill. So that's it for today's video.